ታውክ እንዴት ናችሁ? ዛሬ ይሄን ቪዲዮ መስራት የምፈልገው ስለ አብይ አህመድ አንዳንድ መረጃዎች ለመስጠት ነው። ብዙዎቻችሁ የምታውቁት ሊሆን ይችላል፣ ግን ድንገት የማያውቁ ሰዎች ካሉ እኔ ይሄንን መረጃ ትዊተር ላይ 2019 ላይ ነበር ሼር ያደረኩት። ግን አሁን አብይ አህመድ የሚያደርገውን ነገር በግልጽ ሁሉም ሰው እያየ ስለሆነ አሁን ሞር ተቀባይነት ይኖረዋል ብዬ አስባለሁ። እንደሚከተለው ነው። አብይ አህመድን ስልጣን ላይ ያመጡት ሰዎች የተለየ ሃይማኖታዊ ተልእኮና በሃይማኖታዊ መስመር የሚጓዙ ሰዎች ናቸው። አሜሪካ ውስጥ ያሉ ፓወርፉል የሆኑ የአሜሪካን ሴናተሮች ኦር ኮንግረስመን ናቸው። ለምሳሌ ሴኔተር ጂም ኢንሆፌ የኦክላሆማው ሴኔተር የነበሩት አብይ አህመድ ገና ስልጣን ሳይገባ በፊት ያውቁት ነበረ። ራሳቸው በተናገሩት ስፒች ላይ ዩቱብ ላይ አቬይለብል ነው ቪዲዮ። አብይ አህመድን በ2016 በፈረንጆች አቆጣጠር እንደሚያውቀውና አንድ ላይ እንደሚጸልዩ አንድ ላይ እንደጸለዩ የተለየ የጸሎት ፕሮግራም ውስጥ የሊደሮች ቶፕ ሊደሮች ተብሎ አፍሪካ ውስጥ ተመርጠው የተሳተፉበት ከአፍሪካን ብቻ ሳይሆን ከዓለም ዙሪያ የተሳተፉበት ፕሮግራም ላይ አብይ አህመድ 2016 ማለት ነው። የዛኔ ብዙ ሰው አያውቀውም። ኢንሳ ውስጥ ጦር የሚሰራበት መስሪያ ቤት ውስጥ የሚያገናኛቸው ሰዎች ካልሆኑ በስተቀር አብይ አህመድ ብዙ ኢትዮጵያኖች አናውቀውም። እኔ ሰምቼ አላውቅም ስለ አብይ አህመድ። ግን በዛን ሰዓት አሜሪካን ውስጥ የነበሩት ቶፕ ሴኔተሮች የዛኔ ሴኔተር ጂም ኢንሆፌ ማለት የፔንታጎን ሴኔት ቼርማን ነው። ኦቨርሲንግ ዘ ፔንታጎን ዳትስ በጣም ትልቅ ሮል ነው በትራምፕ አድሚኒስትሬሽን ጊዜ ማለት ነው። በዛን ሰዓት ያውቁት ነበረ። በጸሎት ፕሮግራም ላይ ነበር የሚገናኙት። ኦኬ እሱም ብቻ ሳይሆን እነ ጠቅላይ ሚኒስትር ኃይለማርያምንም እየደወሉ በስልክ ጸሎት እንደሚያደርጉ ብዙ መረጃዎች ሪቪል አድርጓል። ዋይ ዋት ጸሎት ክፋት የለውም። አዎ ክፋት የለውም። ነገር ግን እነዚህ ግሩፖች ኔትፍሊክስ ላይ ዘ ፋሚሊ ሚል ዶክመንተሪ ወጥቷል እና የተለየ አጀንዳ እያራመዱ እንደሆነ የሚናገር ኔትፍሊክስ ላይ ዶክመንተሪ ወጥቷል። እሱን እንድታዩት ነው የምጋብዛችሁ። ዘ ፋሚሊ ይባላል እና ሴኔተር ጂም ኢንሆፌ የፋሚሊ ሜምበር ነው። ከአብይ ጋር ክሊር የሆነ ኮኔክሽን አለው። በጦርነቱ ጊዜ አብይ ከሌሎች አሜሪካን መሪዎች ጋር ሲጣላ ሰውየውን በሁለት ጊዜ በቀይ ምንጣፍ ጋብዞ ያውቃል እና እሱን ልብ እንድትሉ ፈልጌ ነው። አመሰግናለሁ።
And we unified them together, and that was unlike anything that's ever happened there. So earlier this month, Ethiopia took another step to showing their commitment to a free and fair democracy by selecting a new prime minister. And who is this? His name was Abiy Ahmed, a doctor, a medical doctor. Now, a doctor. We haven't studied all the way through, but we did. We took a cursory look at that, and we believe he is the most highly educated prime minister in the history of the continent. Now, so there we are with this Dr. Abiy, who has been specially selected for this committee to democracy, to good governance, and the rule of law. I met Abiy for the first time in February of 2016 at a leaders' breakfast where he told the story of his journey in faith in Jesus. Very, very articulate, something that no one would forget about. We met again a year later where we prayed and talked about how to unify the country in peace, not conflict. It is from these meetings that I know Abiy is committed to democracy and committed to the future of Ethiopia. He's showing that with his actions as well.
In my 20s, I stumbled my way in, and what I found is a secretive Christian organization called The Family that had been hiding in plain sight for over 80 years.
This was a group with tentacles around the world.
A humble example of leadership that the world has never seen.
A breathtaking enmeshment of church and state.
There were congressmen, senators, world leaders.
And they say it's about faith, but there's a shared understanding that what we're really about here is power.
I'd like to single out Doug Coe.
Doug Coe and all of his associates. I'm grateful.
Doug Coe is the longtime leader of the family.
He's the most powerful man in Washington you've never heard of.
He said the more invisible you can make your organization, the more influence it will have.
Jesus plus nothing. It's a powerful thing.
Using the National Prayer Breakfast, they dispatch representatives to build relationships with foreign leaders.
That is exactly the kind of meeting that I would want to exploit.
For the family, Jesus says you must go to those who are in positions of power.
God always uses imperfect vessels to do his perfect work. President Trump's an imperfect vessel.
Jesus is the answer, but Jesus and Capitol Hill don't mix.
Because we want our family to stay together.
How separate are church and state? That's the question the new political docuseries The Family tries to answer. The Family is a conservative Christian group that for decades used its proximity to power to influence policy. It hosts small bipartisan prayer groups and has put on the National Prayer Breakfast since 1953. The Family also is known as the Fellowship and remains secretive by design. Journalist Jeff Charlotte, the author of 2 books about the organization, The Family and C Street, served as one of the series' executive producers. He also lived with the group at its headquarters in Arlington, Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C.
In my 20s, I stumbled my way in, and what I found is a secretive Christian organization called The Family that had been hiding in plain sight for over 80 years. There were congressmen, senators, world leaders,